um, what are the underrepresentation of minorities in public service institutions, and so on.
Okay, but for the second agenda that you mentioned, we need to have the data from Bangladeshi government regarding the very same thing.
I mean,
If I
that
could mention
is,
one agenda,
yes,
uh, I'd suggest that solutions to counter religious fanaticism and growing extremism in Bangladesh, because
correct.
that is the very root cause of how the minorities are persecuted, why the minorities are
Yes, correct,
persecuted.
correct, correct. Like that is the agenda, but w- we need to provide some solutions, right?
Yeah, it is solutions to counter religious fanaticism.
Okay. Whatever moderated caucus topics we have for all, I'll say this for all, since even the chair hasn't joined today. I think till now he'll be joining.
Yep.
I think. So please keep it solution oriented. That will fetch all of us marks.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I'll support any resolution that you guys put up. I do not have any problem unless it is against Jews. Okay.
Yeah.
So don't bring any resolutions against Jews, or we'll send Mossad agents.
Astaghfirullah. I'll be joining again, guys.
Sure, no big deal. We see some new faces today. Anyone who did not join yesterday and is joining today? Sure, France. Hi, China. I heard you had some pretty good things to say about us.
Toshika, can you give me the host access?
No, I don't have to say anything about you guys.
Israel is afraid now from PRC.
Well, anyways, you're working on the resolution, right? We would like to co-sponsor it if it eventually goes in up or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. If
Judge is trying to join. Please let him in. Whoever is the SR person here, Bharti or Poshika or Ayush or Kautik or okay, Bharti it is. His name is starts from S. I forgot his name. Anyone of you who remembers his
Shubh
name?
Singh. Shubh Singh.
Shubh Singh and Pratham.
Yep. I've mentioned the moderated caucus topic like that I would suggest in the chat box for the people who weren't there earlier.
Sure, please do that.
Yep.
Good afternoon, delegates.
good afternoon.
Okay,
Good afternoon, sir.
um, how many of you are there today? Let's see. Anyone who has not joined the portfolio name, please, do the diligence. Uh, okay, guys. Now I will hand over, the mic to the other Pratham here. He is my co-chair for today. The chair, Shubh, who was there yesterday, will be joining us soon in a few minutes. Pratham could not join yesterday because he was already in a conference in IIT Indore. The rest he'll tell you.
Thank you so much, Pratham, for having me. A very good afternoon to all of you. And I'm the other Pratham and the other chair along with Shubh and Pratham. And thank you so much for having me as well over here. And I did take a lay down of all of the things that happened yesterday along with Pratham and Shubh. It was a little in and out kind of a thing, but then today I'm going to be there with all of you. And like Pratham had already told me that a couple of speeches for the GSL had been done. So what we look is for us to expire the GSL list, and then we can go on to have a motion wherein we would be expecting all of you to be a little more solution oriented, so that we can come to proper conclusions as per the mandate, and also the fact that the topic is something that is very broad based. So if we would appreciate, the three of us, me, Pratham and Shubh, if all of you could make your speeches or your writings, whatever way we're going to proceed, either way, to be unique and to not be plagiarized or be with an artificial intelligence help. So that would be much appreciated, because the fact that a lot of speeches that I also heard yesterday were uh, a lot of them were like literally from the research websites and from ChatGPT or Gemini. So I hope we don't indulge in these practices today. And considering the time constraints, we have almost 2 hours to get done. So I hope all of us can today look forward to having more solutions on the floor rather than discussing about the issues at hand, which was much more yesterday. And just like Pratham mentioned that. Shub would be joining us in a few moments. So, three of us would be there to mark you guys as well. So, I just hope you have a good time. I hope you have a good experience with the three of us and you get to learn something. So, please be open and please be receptive to any of the things that the chairs have to tell you every now and then. Also regarding the chats, please make sure that you use it judiciously. If at all you feel the need to use it, only then should you be going in for it. Because even yesterday, like for instance, I saw a lot of chats on the chart too being used through chat gpt, and also the fact that they were not concise enough, so you have to frame them in the four w's in one h format. And there's also an inverted pyramid format when you wherein you put the most important thing at the top, followed by the background, and not the other way around. So please frame your questions, if at all, in a proper way, whether for POIs or whether it is for the yields or anything. And if you all have gone through the rules of procedure once, try and apply them close to 100%, because 100% simulation is not quite possible. So try and get as close as you can. I think that's what I can probably tell you as of now, going in with my set of experiences in the avian field. So I hope all of you have an enlightening 2 hours of session. And Pratham, if we can just begin with the GSL speeches and make sure of the timekeeping as well. So I think we're good to go for now.
Sure, sure. Is anyone from the OC ready for timekeeping? Ronak?
Yeah, I will do it.
Okay, great. Ronak will do the timekeeping. Delegates, who was the delegate who was recognized yesterday for in the GSL? There was one delegate, right?
Iran at the end.
Okay, it was Iran at the end. Uh, who here, please raise your hands if you haven't spoken in the GSL for even once. Okay, Italy. Anyone else? Italy and Norway. Okay,
Are they
then.
just true?
Yeah, I think there's just two. The others who did not speak, they haven't even joined today, I guess. So, of
I
all the
think they would
delegates,
just join because it's still 3:08, so maybe around 3:15 or something, or 3:20. You can expect a couple of them to join as well. I'm expecting. So let's see how that goes. So if we have
okay.
two remaining, we can get done, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So because we want maximum participation, and you know what happens is delegates, when you have your opening speeches, all of the delegates who are in the committee have to speak up. So it is mandatory for you. So it's not a rather choice, but it is a compulsion for all of the delegates to speak. So it's not only our expectation, but it's also what the rules of procedure call for. So I think we'll proceed with Italy or Iran rather, Pratham, if
I
that's
think,
fine.
see, I think we should go with Italy and Norway because they haven't even spoken once. Iran has spoken once, so we can take
Okay.
other names in the GSL if the
Sure,
time permits.
sure, sure. We'll have Italy and then Norway, if that's
Okay.
fine with you. Sure, sure, definitely. Delegate of Italy, you can unmute your mic.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
you
you
are.
are.
Oh, thank you. So, tell me when to start.
You can start when you're ready. The timekeeper will take care of it.
Okay, okay, thank you. Honorable Chair and esteemed delegates, the delegate of Italy, Republic of Italy, wants to express deep concerns over the persecution of minorities, especially religious minorities in Bangladesh. Despite constitutional guarantees of equality and secularism, minorities in Bangladesh face a range of systemic challenges from social discrimination and religious intolerance to economic and educational disparities. Extremist elements are targeting religious minorities. Attacks on homes and religious sites of minorities have become a common thing in recent times. Italy has always been for the respect of full religion or of all religions, especially the minorities. New Delhi's concerns over this issue cannot be overlooked. The delegate of Italy strongly advised Bangladesh to tackle this issue with utmost priority. Rising extremism in society needs to be tackled as it impacts the whole world. Italy have always been working for the stability of this region. We hope this issue gets settled as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Delegate of Italy, for your speech. Can we know how many seconds were remaining for the speech? 20. Okay. Pratham, are we doing the yields?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Delegate of Italy, how would you like to yield the 20 seconds?
I would like to take some questions, yield to question.
Sure, sure. That's in order. Delegates wishing to ask Italy the question, please raise your hand. Recognizing France. France, please proceed with your
Yeah,
question.
sure. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
So I have a question for the delegate of Italy. While advocating for the minorities of Bangladesh, why Italian government is neglecting the hate crimes on the minorities of Italy, like Roma and Sinti communities, as well as on LGBTQ individuals? Why they are neglecting the hate crimes on them?
Italy has never neglected any hate crimes against the minority communities, and anyone who tries to do so, who tries to create some nuance in the society of Italy, Italy takes care. Italy handles it with utmost priority, and the guilty one is punished according to the laws of Italy. So no one can spare that laws.
All right. Thank you so much, Italy, and thank you so much, France, for the question. Um, France, you can lower your hand. Thank you so much. We can entertain you for the next set of POIs or questions or yields. We now proceed with the speech of Pratham. It was which country, by the way? After Italy? Norway, right? Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Delegate of Norway, if you're ready, you can unmute yourself and start with your speech whenever.
Honorable Chair, esteemed delegate, as the delegate of Norway, I would like to highlight the critical issues of protecting minorities in Bangladesh, particularly the Hindu community who had faced rising discriminations and hate crimes in recent years. Norway, in partnership with UNDP, had been actively working to promote peaceful and inclusive Bangladesh through interactive focus on social cohesion, peace building, and minorities' life. Furthermore, Norway stresses the importance of free and fair elections in Bangladesh. A democratically elected government is crucial for ensuring accountability, stability, and the protections of human rights and for all citizens. Let us collaborate to develop an inclusive policies and ensure the every individuals in Bangladesh, regardless of their background, feel protected and valued. Norway stands committed to working with the Council to achieve this goal. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Delegate of Norway. 25 seconds on the floor are remaining for you. How would you like to yield your time?
I would like to answer the questions.
Okay. So we'll entertain a question from the delegate of Israel. Israel, you can please
Yes.
proceed with your question.
Uh, the delegate of Israel would like to point out firstly that Norway is one of the nations from which the Jews had been exiled for a great period of time in history. Currently, the Muslims form the second largest minority, the second largest religious community in Norway. What is Norway doing to protect minorities in Norway itself, especially the ones who have migrated from Bangladesh facing persecution?
Yes, Delegate of Norway, please answer the question.
The Jewish exile from Norway was tragic, but we are doing. Um, can I answer this in later? I need some time.
You can do that via the chat as well as a chat, so we can take it as. But then we would appreciate a verbal response because it's a yield, or you can even abstain from answering. That's according to the rules as well. So it's your choice.
Okay, let me. Norway has taken significant steps to protect Jewish communities in modern time. We had framed legal protection, anti-discrimination laws, and we acknowledge that the Holocaust was uh, very wrong in past time, but we are taking measures to protect the Jewish right in nowadays, and we are ensuring that we had ensuring with international bodies, and we had collaborated with international bodies to support the Jewish communities. We are very okay. That's it.
All right. Thank you so much, Delegate of Norway, for the answer. Uh, with that being said, I think we've expired the GSL list. Correct, Pratham? Only two were left, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Iran, you can stop raising your hand for now. But if there's any points, are there any points at right now on the floor? If any, please raise your hands. Points of information, or yeah, Israel, please proceed.
Point of parliamentary inquiry.
Sure.
Yesterday, the chair had said that no point of order will be taken if if a delegate makes a factual error. Is it in order today as well, or is it not?
It's not an order, delegate. If there's any factual inaccuracy, you can bring it up, but we would not be having points of order the rules of procedure. We would be doing away with the points of order. So I hope that's understandable for today's room.
The delegate of Italy wants to tell you that your voice is cracking in between and it's not clear. So
Yes,
Yes, your voice is
it
not
was not
audible.
audible.
Okay. Pratham, can you please repeat?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay, perfect. I was saying that we won't be having them today as well. I said considering the time constraints and also the rules of procedure. So we would be doing away with the POOs, that is point of order. But then if there's any factual inaccuracy, you can always let the chairs know through the chat as well. And we'll take note of that today in the similar fashion as yesterday, if that's all right. All right, thank you so much. Am I audible by the way, Pratham, or is there still a lag or something?
Oh, it's fine now.
Perfect, perfect. So we've elapsed with the GSL, right? I think there are no more speakers left on the general speakers list for the opening speeches. And Pratham, shall we proceed with an unmoderated caucus so that they can have a time to discuss a topic for the moderated caucus?
Sure, sure.
Delegates, we would like to have all of you, we would appreciate all of you being in an unmoderated caucus for approximately 10 to 15 minutes of time frame according to how you would like it to be, so that we expect you to have a common consensus as to how would you like to be proposing your motion for the upcoming moderated caucus. So considering the executive board's decision, so we pass it by the chair's discretion irrespective, so you can have 10 minutes with yourselves. So it's 3:20 right now. You can start discussing amongst yourselves a topic for the moderated caucus, and by 3:30 we should reconvene, and we would appreciate any one of you proposing a motion so that we can begin with the moderated caucus. I hope that's understood. And like I had mentioned before initially when we began with the meeting, that we would be eyeing all of you to be discussing about the solutions part, because considering it's a topic of much depth and it's a debatable topic as well, so we would like you to propose certain solutions that are practical enough, and solutions that are doable and achievable under the mandate of the United Nations and also the other international entities. So delegates, you can have your 10 minutes, and you can start with the unmoderated caucus.
Hello,
Um,
delegates.
yes,
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 delegates of
delegates.
Saudi Arabia,
There,
do you have?
I want to suggest there is no language barrier in unmoderated caucus. So सब लोग हाथ उठा लो अपना अपना और 10-10 सेकंड सब लेके
Yes.
ये बता दो कि कौन सा अनमॉडरेटेड कॉकस हमें रखना है और
Uh,
उसके बाद फिर वोटिंग करा लेंगे हम लोग अपने में.
this is good.
Also,
Saudi Arabia had already presented one solution, like one moderated caucus topic. Can Saudi Arabia, can you read it out for yourself? After that,
Yeah,
we'll
sure.
go out with the hand raise.
Yeah, sure. The one that I suggested was that we could discuss about solutions to counter religious fanaticism and growing extremism in Bangladesh.
Yes.
Can you rephrase it? The solutions to measures, like
Yeah,
measures
sure.
to dot dot dot. Okay.
Yeah.
I think we can start with the hand raise feature. Italy, you are first.
Yeah. So I would like to go with the topic that we should be discussing about the actions that could be taken, that should be taken by the Bangladesh government to handle this minorities issue, and by the international bodies and the other countries, how we can protect, how we can contribute in protecting minority rights in Bangladesh.
Okay. Turkey is next.
yeah, so I guess one of the topic that we discussed yesterday was about hate speech. So one of the main reason for extremism is hate speech. So I guess we should focus on how we can build policy to like exterminate this problem of hate speech. Mostly like social media is the a big reason for spreading like misinformation and hate against each other's community. So that is the problem that which we need to tackle. And I guess like everyone has their expertise in technology here, so we can figure out something related to AI related algorithms which can like sort this problem out.
Okay. Iran.
Yeah, the thing is, every single one of us are actually, what do you call it? We are saying the same thing. All we are doing is proposing solutions for the same. So I think we should just put it under one big banner and combine all the topics, because we are giving solutions for very small topics. Because, like the delegate just before me said, solutions for hate speech, for stopping or whatever hate speech. Um, it's a very small topic, and not a lot of speakers could speak something unique on it. So I believe that we should just club everything under one moderated caucus topic that just discusses the solutions to improve qualities and conditions in Bangladesh.
So could you suggest
Okay.
something?
Yes, that is there. US next. We'll come back to Iran.
Yeah, so my fellow delegates, I would like to suggest that we go ahead and discuss short terms and long term solutions to this issue which is being faced on Bangladesh, and how we can actually study from other cases which have been happening around the world, so that we can learn from those instances and how solutions were applied in those part of the world, so that we could have case real life examples which can be implemented on Bangladesh, so that we can have quick results, so that we could maintain peace in Bangladesh.
Yes. Next is PRC, China.
Yes, I want to suggest that we should suggest our moderate caucus for making a committee of 6 people or 10 people who visit Bangladesh and give us solution and observe what is happening on the ground. So make committee for Bangladesh to monitor all types of discrimination and genocide.
Okay. Next is Canada.
Basically, I would partially stand with the Saudis topic, but I would like to add something. Rather than combating religion fanaticism, we can use the media for it, and basically the topic would be leveraging media to combat religious fanaticism and extremism in Bangladesh. Because by leveraging media platforms to spread peaceful messages, we will be exposing the extremist content, and media can be a powerful tool in shaping the public opinion and fostering national unity.
Okay, Nepal.
Hi, everybody. Well, I believe we should discuss on how minorities issues have been occurred in our own country. For example, Nepal. What issues are occurring in Nepal, or what issues are occurring in in
I
Israel, or
think
whatever.
that's out of
But
the
we would
scope of
deviate from
discussion.
the.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's we are
yes,
Nepal is
discussing
just
that
Yeah,
about
is
we
that
would
may be
be
correct, and
deviating
Bangladesh,
from the
so we have to
topic.
confine to
I
that
believe
Can we
it's
only.
please
my
stop
turn to
talking over
speak.
each other?
I believe, one second, it is my turn to speak, and I would be really grateful if you let me complete my entire thing. I didn't
Ma'am, it's
even
a
finish
public
it
forum, ma'am.
halfway.
Come on. It's a public forum. Anybody can speak in between
So let
anybody.
me
Come
complete.
on.
How could you do that? Let me first
okay.
complete.
Yeah, Nepal, please.
Let her complete, and then you.
Exactly. Thank you. So I was saying, let's discuss what minorities issues we have faced and what each countries have faced, and from what we can suggest Bangladesh on dealing with their own minorities issues, like what we have achieved, and let Bangladesh know and form a solution. Like whatever everybody is saying.
So I think then we should not be discussing what happened in our countries. That we can just that every delegate can represent that thinking. Okay, I have this thing in mind, but we have to propose solutions to. We have to confine ourselves to Bangladesh only. I think we
like
should not
how
Yes.
involve our
we
countries.
like how the particular country have dealt with their minorities issue, and that by that only we can by that only we can know how to deal with minority issue, and and then we can suggest Bangladesh the reforms and any solution they want.
So yeah,
Okay.
that's
Uh,
what the
Sorry to
delegates
interrupt.
are for
Sorry to
actually.
interrupt. Sorry to
I
interrupt. Just
believe that
there are just 3 minutes left, and at least three of you have not spoken. Sorry, two of you have not spoken. So let them complete, and then we'll discuss openly. Norway.
Norway believes that addressing the rights of minorities required immediate action. I believe that free and fair election, democratically elected government is crucial for accountability of minorities protection. Norway suggests international election monitoring team under UN guidance to ensure transparency. So I guess free and fair election is important to address the minorities issue.
I
Okay,
think
UAE.
everybody should remember that the unmoderated caucus right now is to decide on moderated caucus topics,
Topics,
not
correct.
to discuss solutions.
Yes, UAE.
true.
Exactly, I agree with Iran that why are we discussing the solutions here? We should raise a caucus, moderated caucus, and we'll discuss it there because we don't have much time. We only have 90 minutes left if we go
Okay,
by the schedule.
Yes. Now
let's
let
just
me speak as
concise
well,
down.
because
Okay,
I did
sure.
not say anything. Sorry.
Sure,
Uh,
Israel.
so all of you guys, I like the solutions committee solution, all of the solutions, but solution is not something that we should be discussing right now. uh, I like the one idea that countering the religious fanaticism. Some of you are suggesting that we should make the topic a bit more specific as to using online measures. So I think both of measures, online and offline, can be the topic and combine into one. That okay, now we have to counter religious fanaticism. That will be the topic that can be done. Norway has
Yeah,
Yeah,
written.
because
I
boiling it
think
So
down
so
would
all of you
only
can.
boiling
So
it down would
we are
only reduce the
concising
number of
down
points
to.
that we'd have to speak on the topic.
Yes.
we
So
could
Also, if you
also.
have any other ideas,
Guys,
please write
now
in the
we
chat
should
box.
start voting. Now we should
yeah,
start voting.
There is
I
no
believe.
need to vote. It's a now
Delegates, just
moderated
Yes,
1 minute to
caucus.
go.
there's no need to vote,
Delegates,
bro. Come
Voting
on.
will be done by them. Voting will be done by them.
delegates, this is
The
okay,
reminder
let's
that it's less than a minute to go. Please wrap up with all of
Uh,
your
okay. Let's
solution
so the
based
just
points.
delegate
Can
of
we raise a
Italy
let's
motion?
told
just
you.
concise down the topics that we have discussed
No, let's
in
not
these 10
write
let's
down,
minutes.
not
write down,
go
write down.
fast.
Yeah.
The delegate of Italy
Okay.
would request the executive vote to provide a 5 minute extension for an unmoderated caucus. It would be helpful.
All right, by the chair's discretion, we pass that, and these would be the last 5 minutes. So we request you to kindly get it sorted as soon as possible.
Okay,
Yes.
Yeah,
thank you.
one personal
Thank you,
request:
sir.
use personal pronouns like I. It's okay.
rather than delegate of Italy, delegate of France. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
in
That's
unmoderated
good.
caucus, I
That's good.
think
But
that's okay.
I
Okay.
think Russia, you have not spoken. So, uh,
See, well, I do agree to every one of them. So I have points for each one of them. So whatever the committee decides, I'm okay with it.
There
Okay,
are
so
coming
multiple,
back to
like,
Iran,
Guys, I
Iran had
agree
to
with.
say something, right?
yeah. So basically, our moderated caucus topic should be something along the lines of solutions or measures to combat the growing issue of uh, difficulties faced by minorities and the atrocities against them. uh, this should be the topic, so it covers a wide banner, and since we are going for many different types of solutions here, like
Okay.
media, etc., it should cover all of them. Also, the thing is that I just saw a couple of topics that are that are not topics, they're just solutions. So I would suggest that delegates keep that to their speeches for the moderated caucus.
Yes.
okay, the delegate of
Before,
Italy would also recommend something like
yes.
what Iran said. So, like I suggested it earlier also, but yeah. So what we can discuss is measures to solve this problem of minorities. So measures that could be we should discuss measures to be taken by the Bangladeshi government and measures to be taken by international organizations, be it UN, UNHRC, or other bodies. So that we can discuss both.
Iran
Yes,
and
I
Italy,
want
both
to
of
add
you,
a
please
point
write down
in
in the
Italy's
chat box.
Let's
topic.
let's write all the topics that we are suggesting in the chat box so it is easy for everyone to read what the topic was suggested,
Yes.
and then we can finalize it.
Next to
Yeah.
speak is Turkey, but before that, I just want to add one thing. We can also keep the topic as underrepresentation of minorities in Bangladesh. That is a subtopic, and although not a
That is
wide banner
again
one.
boiling it down to
Yeah,
Yeah,
subtopics.
that is the point
We
of
need
moderated
we need
caucus.
an
So,
umbrella term so that we can all speak on it, because we don't have facts related to what how many people are enrolled in how many
yeah,
institutions in
you're
Bangladesh.
free to vote. I'm just suggesting a topic. You're free
Yeah,
to vote
sure.
against it.
Yeah.
Yes, Turkey next. Turkey. I do not think
Okay, I
Turkey
guess
has anything to
France
say.
was saying
France.
something, so France
Yes,
can
France.
say.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so I was
was
saying that I guess it's my turn. Okay,
going.
so most of the topics that we are discussing here are related to either targeting that religious fanaticism, extremism, or hate speech, right? So I guess one of the topic that delegate of Canada proposed about like controlling the media, like using the media to sort out these problems. So media and internet, these two things together, they can be used to like spread correct information and promote open dialogue between people so that they can understand each other's ideology and like there's more openness instead of like sticking rigidly to their own religion and that kind of stuff.
Okay, 2 minutes are left. So, France.
I want to add just a point in Italy's topic. I'm very much okay with the Italy's topic that we should also discuss on the changing of UN laws for the minorities, just not for the minorities of Bangladesh, as well as the minorities of all the countries. If we are talking about the Uyghur Muslims of China or the Muslim population of India or Hindu क्या कहते हैं, population of China, Pakistan, sorry.
I'm sorry, France, that is quite outside our agenda for the day.
Yeah, I also
Not exactly. This
appreciate
is more
France
of a
to highlight.
solution that you are suggesting. Uh, okay, we can move on to the next speaker. And no raised hands, please do. If there are no, yeah, China.
I want to suggest that everybody is suggesting this problem and this problem. Stick to one thing that we can come together. And for the information of all of you who are saying that discuss China and Pakistan minority or any other country minority, moderate caucus is for subtopic of topic. So Bangladesh minority is our topic, and subtopic is on the Bangladesh minority, not on any other minorities.
I
That is
agree with
correct.
China's
I would like to
Republic.
side with China on this,
To
and
I
conclude,
basically
second
we
that
should.
as well.
yeah, to conclude, I'd just say that Saudi would be happy to support its own agenda or Iran's agenda, because that falls in line with the main agenda of this committee.
I would also
So,
like to agree with Saudi Arabia's agenda here.
I would
I
like
think
to
we
add
should
Yes,
that we
focus on
should.
the root cause of
Yeah.
this and we can sort that out.
yes, yes.
Yeah, Canada, you were
I
saying something.
Yeah, I was saying that I did supported Saudi with its topic, but I believe that we should concise down that particular topic to media as well, so we can be more concise towards what we want to discuss. So,
See, the
adding
thing is,
media, leveraging media in
Okay,
combating
I
that
guess the
religious
time is
fantasy.
over, so
Yes.
we should now vote.
yeah, that's a solution.
Wo-
Canada, delegate of Canada, the thing that you're proposing
Delegates,
is a solution.
delegates, the time is
Delegates, the time is
elapsed.
over, I guess. Yeah.
Delegates, the time is elapsed. Kindly mute yourselves. And yeah, we have marked you for your unmoderated caucus as well. So it's not that it would go unmarked. Saudi, you've got any point?
So, point of parliamentary inquiry.
Sure.
Yesterday, the chair mentioned that this committee won't be taking won't be voting for any resolution. So, is that in order today as well?
In what context may I know?
Like a draft resolution won't be up for voting at the end of this committee. The chair mentioned that he would tell us about the structure and how a draft resolution is made, but a specific draft resolution for this committee would not be something which the chair would
Indeed.
entertain.
Indeed. But for now, we would be looking to start our work for the moderated caucus. For the documentation part, we shall be updating you in like very, very soon once we're done with the moderated caucus. But for now, we are looking for a motion for the moderated caucus so that we can get things start to roll, and then we can probably discuss about the documentation part. Don't worry, we will be updating you about all of those things, so you need not worry. We will be explaining you everything about the MUN, so that's never an issue. It and also regarding the rules of procedure and how we should be proceeding with the documentation part, we will be apprising you in due time. So, delegates who wish to raise a motion, please start raising your hands. Okay, recognizing the delegate of People's Republic of China, please state your motion.
Motion of to enter in a moderated caucus on dealing with a build committee by SOCOM to monitor all kinds of genocide that is happening in China.
And please state your time specifications. You need
Uh,
to, yeah.
yes, 15-minute time for moderated caucus on this topic, and each speaker get 45 seconds.
Uh, is that divisible? Just give me a moment to see if that's divisible, because we need time that is divisible. So would appreciate, rather than going for fractions, if you could keep it for a minute. I think that could be
No, it's
better.
divisible. It will be 20 speakers, I guess. It's
Pardon?
complete. Yeah, it is divisible. 45 seconds, 15 minutes, it will be 20 speakers.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
More.
that we can have at least 1 minute for everybody to speak so that they can give their points up. So if you want to, it's just a recommendation. After that, it's your calls. If you still want to keep it that way, not an issue at all.
No, Chair, we will like to.
Point of personal privilege.
Can you please wait for me to get done with the motion of the People's Republic of China, and then I'll come back to you.
Yes, Chair,
People's
we
Republic
are.
of China, please confirm with your motion.
Yes, Chair, we are ready with each speaker gets 60 seconds.
All right, and a total time of 15 minutes. Is that correct?
Yes, Chair.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Yes, Italy, you can now mention whatever you wanted to say.
I'm sorry, it was me. Point of personal privilege.
Okay, yeah, Iran. Correct, yeah.
Could the People's Republic of China please repeat the
China,
moderated
please
focus
repeat
topic?
your motion for the moderated caucus.
Yes, I can repeat. I said that our social humanitarian culture committee of SOCOM should build a committee to monitor all thing that is happening in China, happening in Bangladesh. Sorry, apologize. And the 6 people committee go to Bangladesh and report us back what is happening, and we will take action at grassroots level.
Delegate, could you rephrase your motion considering it's very long for the verbatim? I know you explained it really well right now to the committee, but could you rephrase that for us to put it on records? A really short and precise one.
Build a committee for Bangladesh to monitor genocide.
All right, that's in order. Thank you so much, People's Republic of China. Are there any other motions on the floor aside from this? We'll recognize two more and then we'll start with the vote. Okay, recognizing the delegate of the United Arab Emirates, please state your motion.
Yes, AB. The delegate of UAE would like to suspend formal debate and raise a moderated caucus on the topic strategies to uphold and protect minority rights in Bangladesh for a total time period being 15 minutes, giving each speaker 60 seconds.
All right, that's in order. Are there any other motions on the floor? One last motion for us to recognize. All right,
Yes,
recognize.
I do have a motion. The delegate of Turkey has a motion.
Yeah, you've raised your hand. Let me recognize, please. We would appreciate the delegate of Saudi Arabia to state their motion.
Thank you, Chair. The delegate of Saudi would like to suspend the formal debate and move into a moderate caucus for the topic being measures to counter religious fanaticism and growing extremism in Bangladesh for the total time being 15 minutes and the per speaker time being 60 seconds.
That's in order as well. And we start voting now. Delegates, please lower your hands for now. We need no hands raised at this point because we would be having a voting call. Before we proceed with the vote call, Pratham, are you there here, please?
I'm here.
Yeah. Did we have a quorum yesterday, like for the present and present and voting thing?
Yes, we did yesterday, but I think it's changed today, so the simple majority number will also change.
Correct. So let me just get done with the voting for now. So,
Hello. Point of personal privilege. The motion of PRC seems more to be a solution than a topic of discussion to the delegate of Italy.
delegates, what are you implying to mention in that?
Sorry, could you repeat? I cannot hear.
What are you implying to mention that with respect to the committee proceedings?
Means like the motion which the PRC has stated, it seems more to be a solution, like we should send a committee rather than a topic for discussion.
Delegate, for that we would need proper votes for the motion to pass. So in spite of you seconding that motion, we would actually need a majority on record for us to proceed with that. So first we'll have the quorum. So delegates, I'll be taking your names out in terms of the names of your delegations, and you can let me know whether you are present or present in voting, so that I can mark you, and we can have a simple majority, and then go on to vote for the motions. So please be very fast and be prompt with your responses. Delegate of Canada, please mention whether you're present or present in voting. Delegate of Canada, am I audible? Delegates.
Yes,
Yes,
you're
you're
audible.
audible.
Yes, you
Yeah.
are.
All right. Seeing no response, I move to the delegate of France,
Present in voting.
Iran,
Present in voting.
Israel,
Present and voting.
Italy,
Present.
Malaysia, delegate of Malaysia, delegate of Nepal,
Present and voting.
delegate of Norway,
Present in voting.
delegate of People's Republic of China,
Present and voting.
delegate of Russia,
Just present.
delegate of Saudi Arabia,
Present and voting.
delegate of Turkey,
Present and voting.
delegate of USA,
Present and voting.
and lastly, the delegate of the United States of America.
Just said USA two times.
Yeah.
I said UAE. That was UAE. Or probably my bad. Delegate of UAE.
Present and voting, Chair.
Okay, and USA is present in voting as well. Okay, so two
I
delegations
think
that did
Canada is
not.
there as well.
Pardon?
That.
Yes, Pratham.
Delegate Connecticut.
Continue, delegate.
Delegation of Canada here.
Please mention whether you're present or present in voting.
Present and voting.
All right. And is delegate of Malaysia here with us as well? Delegate of Malaysia?
They are not responding.
Fine. So we essentially have
13. I count 13.
14. It no, it comes to 14.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay. 14 is the total quorum, but then 13 is the number that we've got for the votes. So the simple majority would be 7. So we would need 7 votes for the motion to pass. So delegates, we come back to the voting procedure for the moderated caucus. So first we'll start voting on the motion that was given by the delegate of China. So those in favor of that motion, please start raising your hands so that we can recognize you. I repeat, we need 7 votes for the motion to pass.
Delegate of Turkey would like to raise point of inquiry.
Delegate, we are in the voting right now, so you cannot do that. We'll do that post the voting procedure is done.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Delegates, I give you 10 seconds more. I can see 3 hands being raised. We need another 4 hands.
Delegates, the other delegates who raised their motions, can you please put it up on the chat for the benefit of the committee?
And please mention the time specifications along with that as well,
Hmm.
along with your motion, the name of the motion as well as the time specifications. Having seen 5 hands being raised, I give you another 5 seconds for the voting procedure. Seeing just 5 being raised, this motion clearly fails. Please lower your hands, delegates. The proposing delegates, please, delegate of France, please lower your hand. Thank you so much. As on the chart, you can see there are you can see the motion that were raised, so that would probably help you get a better idea of what you're voting for. Okay. Next, we proceed with the motion by the delegate of the United Arab Emirates. Delegates, you can see the name of the motion there. That states strategies to uphold and protect minority rights in Bangladesh with a total time of 15 minutes and individual speaker's time being 60 seconds. Those in favor of the motion, please start raising your hands. Again, please remember the number that we need is 7 for the simple majority, that is 50% plus 1. 6 hands have been raised. We need one more hand to be raised in order for this motion to pass. I give you 5 seconds more. One more vote is needed for this motion to pass, if any interested in this motion. All right, seeing 7 being achieved, so this motion passes and we move into a moderated caucus that was proposed by the delegate of Saudi Arabia, by the delegate of United Arab Emirates. Delegate of UAE, would you like to go first or last on the list for speaking?
Yes, Chair, I would be the first speaker.
All right, that's an order. Delegates who wish to speak on this motion of UAE, please start raising your hands. We'll recognize and then you'll be added to the list subsequently. All right. Once I start recognizing you, delegates, you can please lower your hand so that it becomes easier for me to do so. Otherwise, it will become a little hodgepodge. So, UAE has been recognized as the first speaker on the list, being the proposer of the motion and reserving the right. Next goes Russia. Delegates, you can lower your hands, UAE and Russia, once you've been recognized. Delegate of Turkey, you are recognized. Delegate of Canada, you are recognized. Delegate of Israel, you are recognized. Delegate of PRC, you are recognized. Delegate of Italy, you are recognized. Delegate of Saudi Arabia, you are recognized. Delegate of Nepal, you are recognized. Delegate of USA, you are recognized. Delegate of France, you are recognized. Delegate of Iran, you are recognized as well. Russia, you've already been recognized. Please lower your hands. Thank you so much. Delegate of Norway as well. Sorry, delegate of Nepal. You already have been recognized. France, you've been recognized as well
Point of
already.
parliamentary inquiry.
Sure.
Will be there any POIs for the moderated caucus speech?
Voluntarily, if the delegates wishes to be asked a POI, we will be open to it. If not, we will be proceeding with the next speech. Yeah, it's a very objective prerogative. All right, delegates, I repeat the name of the delegations, or I will put it in the chat as well. Please listen very carefully about the order and about the names of the delegations. We start with the UAE, followed by Russia, Turkey, Canada, Israel, China, Italy, Saudi Arabia, Nepal, USA, France, Iran. That's the list. I'll be putting it up on the chart as well. Delegate of UAE, you can start with your speech. I hope we are ready with the timekeeping as well. So, UAE, you can have your 60 seconds on the floor.
Thank you, Ibi. The delegate of UAE is proposing some strategical solutions on the agenda, like developing and disseminate counter narrative to challenge extremist ideologies and promote peaceful coexistence. We can monitor social media platform for hate speech and intimate to violence against minorities and take appropriate actions. Moreover, healthcare access offer free and subsidized healthcare services in areas with high concentration of minorities, develop awareness program in minority languages to promote health and hygiene, mandate a quota system to ensure minority representation in local and as well as national government, provide funding for the preservation of minority heritage sites and cultural programs, community outreach programs where we can organize community events and dialogues between communities to promote interaction and build a bridge between minority and majority to look for a solution. And moreover, we can give more attention towards the learning and teaching of minority languages. Thank you.
Thank you, delegate of UAE. Next on the floor is the delegate of Russia. Delegate of Russia.
Hello, point of parliamentary inquiry.
Yes.
How much is the per speaker time in this moderated caucus?
I think it's mentioned in the chat by UAE. It's 60 seconds. So you can speak for a maximum of 60 seconds in this moderated caucus.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Delegate of Russia, are you here? Can we?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, please proceed with your speech.
Okay. So while this may seem subjective, having witnessed it ourselves, we highly propose to implement these actions in Bangladesh. Employment quotas for minorities in public and private sector to undo the communal violence, provide victims some grants and compensations, develop a literary program for minority empowerment, create autonomous reporting platform for minority grievances and create some fast track courtrooms for faster addressal of their issues. Then we can also monitor the communal rights happening in Bangladesh at an international level, leveraging foreign aids for minority right programs in Bangladesh. Then we can also uh, we can also foster social harmony through interfaith programs and support minority owned businesses through grants and loans. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Thanks, delegate of Russia. Delegate of Turkey, you have any points of this
Yeah, I
right
have
now?
a point of information.
Okay.
Like I'd like to ask Russia. They said about the quota system and reservation, I guess. So I think that
Delegate of
until
Turkey, you would have to first ask the executive board if the executive board would be open to allowing you to ask a POI in response to the speech. So that's how
okay,
yeah, that's how the rules of procedure go. Yeah.
okay. So the delegate of Turkey would like to ask the chair to allow a POI for like asking question to Russia.
Russia, would you be willing to take a POI on behalf of Turkey?
Sure, sure, Ibi. Yeah.
That's in order. Turkey, please proceed with your question.
Yeah, sure. So the delegate of Turkey would like to ask the delegate of Russia that they talked about the system of reservation and quota. But saying the condition of Bangladesh, the majority they are like against the minorities, and there are a lot of hate speech and like hate crimes against them. So I guess giving minority a quota at this time would rather create more tension between the majority and the minority group. As the majority, it would perceive they will perceive it as a threat to them, like they are taking their seats in jobs and etc. So how will you going to tackle this problem?
With past views to the Razakar issues in Bangladesh, I do believe that there was a 30% reservation quota for only the uh, independent, what do you call them? Freedom fighters family thing, right? So if that was allowed, minority quota at least for a 10-15% would not make a major difference.
uh, Point of parliamentary inquiry.
Yes, delegate.
Is cross questioning allowed?
It's not. So you would have to essentially ask a plea to follow up. That's how the verbatim goes.
Okay.
So for now, I mean, like if we had time, we would have loved to have you. But then with the constraints, you could probably do it via chat if that's all right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, delegate of Turkey as well as delegate of Russia. UAE, you have got
So, point of parliamentary inquiry.
yes,
So, can we send substantive chits via chat?
yeah, you may send them.
Thank you.
Delegate of Turkey, please proceed with your speech for 60 seconds.
Okay. So honorable chair and my fellow delegates. So today we are discussing about how to tackle the solutions. Like what are the solutions for the problems that minorities are facing in Bangladesh. So the solution that the delegate of Turkey would like to suggest is particularly handling the social media and internet, because these are the main source of all kind of hate speech and wherever the discrimination is happening. So we need to monitor and analyze that properly. Also, we need to foster open dialogue between the majority and minority communities through various like news channels and media platforms, so that people can discuss their problem and they can sort out in the form of dialogue instead of posting like hate messages or hate crimes on social media. Because the delegate of Turkey believes that it is the root cause of all the problems that happening in Bangladesh right now. So our complete focus should be on handling the internet and social media through the help of chatbots and AI tools which are available right now. We should hire engineers and design such programs which can tackle these problems, identify the threat on social media handles, and can sort it out. Thank you. I'd like to go for the like questioning round.
All right. Any POIs for Turkey? Please raise your hands. Those wishing to ask Turkey a point of information, please raise your hands. Seeing none, would you like to entertain a POI from the executive board?
Yeah, sure.
All right. How would you like to? How would the delegate of Turkey like to respond to the human rights abuses in your country, considering the fact that Turkey itself annihilated its own population and was also subjecting the countries of Cyprus and northern Syria to the same injustices that are going on right now in Bangladesh. So, how would you like to respond to that, considering the fact that you're advocating for the rights of the Bangladeshi people and the minorities in the same breath? So, yeah.
See, historically, a lot of worse things have happened in Turkey, but we are trying to improve on it. Also, you talked about Syria. So I guess like Syria is a very complex situation. Like there are a lot of other like countries involved in that too. Also, the Syrian government, it's a dictatorship government. So what we are trying is that we are trying to empower the people of Syria so that they can overthrow that government. That's what we have been doing. So I don't think so. The delegate of Turkey does not think that there's anything wrong in that.
All right, that's noted. I won't take a lot of more time with my cross questionings. Thank you so much, Delegate of Turkey. Delegate of Canada, you next on the list. You may have your 60 seconds whenever you begin.
Hello. Going for a technical check. Is my voice audible to all? Hello.
Yes, it is. Continue, delegate.
Okay. Good evening to all. The delegate of Canada would first like to highlight the increasing violence against the religious minorities in Bangladesh, particularly the Hindus, the Buddhists, and Christians that demand our immediate attention. According to the Bangladesh Hinduist Buddhist Christian Unity Council, over 400 attacks on religious minorities were recorded in the last 7 years, including the vandalism of temples, violence against the individuals. Hence, Canada would like to propose the following strategies. We would like to support the educational campaigns that promote religious tolerance and discourage hate speech. And we would like to do that by fostering a culture of inclusion. Uh, and that's how we can prevent the extremist at its root. Also, as mentioned yesterday, Canada proposes strengthening the legal framework to safeguard minority communities with specific focus on punishing the hate crimes and religious violence. Canada would also encourage Bangladesh government to engage with the International Human Rights Organization to monitor the situation and receive a constructive feedback on minority protection policies.
Thank you so much, Delegate of Canada. Are there any POIs for Canada? Please raise your hands. Russia, please proceed with your POI.
Yeah. So, how can Canada moral police Bangladesh when the government of Canada itself is pro Khalistani and fosters hate speech against India as well as Russia at the same time? And it's all of blame game right now.
Delegate, please respond to the same.
Point of personal privilege. Can you come again, Rashid?
Yes.
Yeah, so the government of Canada itself supports pro Khalistanis and they foster hate speech against Indians, right? So, do you have an answer for this?
Yeah. Canada's stance on minority rights is rooted in its commitment to universal human rights. Independent of the internal political dynamics, we uphold freedom of expression. It opposes extremism and violence. And talking about the Khalistanis' inclusion, Canada's advocacy for minority rights, including in Bangladesh, is driven by its core values of tolerance, irrespective of the internal matters. We are still improving on them.
Thank you, Delegate for Canada. Italy, anything? Any point?
Yeah, I want to ask a question from Delegate of Canada if the EB allows.
Delegate, we would be having a maximum of one POI per speech, if that's all right. So I can recognize you for the next speeches, if that's all right.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Delegate of Israel, you may proceed with your 60 seconds of speech.
Israel is a nation shaped by the historical experiences of the Jewish people. The Jewish diaspora has often faced persecution, and this history inspires a commitment to championing the rights of all marginalized communities worldwide. What Israel advocates is for the establishment of robust legal frameworks in Bangladesh to combat hate crimes and also promote land rights, especially when it comes to the Vested Property Act, ameliorating its impact and ensuring fair representation. Additionally, international collaboration is crucial, particularly in creating education initiatives to reduce stereotypes and religious prejudices. Strategies to address these issues must include strengthening legal protections and enforcing those protections, ensuring equitable access to education and economic opportunities, and fostering interfaith dialogue. By prioritizing inclusivity and justice, Bangladesh can pave the way for a society where all communities thrive in harmony.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you so much, Delegate of Israel. Are there any POIs for Israel? Recognizing Iran.
Thank you, Chair. Israel, the delegate of Israel, how do you justify the occupation of Palestinian territories and systemic discrimination against the Palestinians' rights?
Does the EB permit Israel to reply?
Yeah, please proceed with your answer, Delegate of Israel.
Israel, while being a nation for since just 1948 has witnessed a lot of wars, and it has a right to fight against aggressors, to fight against terrorists, and fight against people who harm innocent Israelis, no matter what religion they are from. We have significant minority population, as was highlighted previously as well, and that the peaceful minorities are nowhere harmed in Israel. It is only those who commit crimes and are not Israelis, which includes aggressors, who are attacked. And it is right to do so as self preservation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Delegate of Israel. Delegates, please lower your placard, yeah, your hands, because we would be having just one POI maximum per speech. Next on the list is the delegate of China. Please proceed with your speech for 60 seconds.
Thank you for giving me chance, Chair. As the delegate of China, I talk about how we need to take action at the local level in Bangladesh. As we suggested our SOCOM committee, we should create a monitoring group. This group can visit Bangladesh, observe the situation, and give us a report to help improve minority rights. Many delegates here shared smart ideas like stopping radicalization and improving education. I agree with these ideas. China is ready to work with the new government of Bangladesh to help the country in this hard time of overcome from this type of radicalization. China has always helped Bangladesh. In past, we give 1 billion supports dollar and invested 38 billion dollars to help country to grow out. And after Sheikh Hasina leadership, Bangladesh is facing problem with literacy rate of Bangladesh is 77% and per capita income is $1,800. So we are trying to help Bangladesh and we are ready to work with all the delegates.
Thank you so much, delegate. Are there any POIs for the delegate of China? Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, USA.
Yeah, so the delegate of USA would like to ask China that being a strong ally and what a very huge trade partner of Bangladesh, what pressure have you all applied on Bangladesh so that they can see into the matter and resolve the issue as fast as possible?
Yes, we are starting negotiation with a new government of Muhammad Yunus, and you will see soon we are taking action and things will be good.
Okay. Is that it? Thank you, delegate. Next is the delegate of Italy. Italy,
Hello.
yeah.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, you are. Please proceed with your speech.
Okay, thank you. Hello everyone. The delegate of Republic of Italy would like to provide strategies to uphold and protect minority rights in Bangladesh. First is to arrest the extremist elements in the society and take strict action against them. Italy strongly recommends the government of Bangladesh to recognize the long unfulfilled demands of the minorities to set up a minority commission in Bangladesh, which will help minorities to safeguard their rights and interests and also to work for the greater good of the country. And lastly, Italy urges the international organizations like the UNHRC to intervene in this matter and protect the minorities in Bangladesh. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, delegate. Are there any POIs? Canada, please proceed with your POI.
The delegate of Canada would like to ask is Italy, considering the rising concerns about the treatment of its Muslim minority, especially in the context of recent anti-Muslim sentiment, how does your government plan to address the discrimination and ensure the protection of the religious freedoms of all your minority groups?
Shall I proceed, Ibi?
Yes, continue, delegate.
Okay. So delegate, I would like to, the delegate of Italy would like to tell the delegate of Canada that the thing that they're talking about, the anti-Muslim sentiments and the minorities being, being suffering in Italy, is all just, made up things by the media. Because neither the Muslims who are the citizens of Italy nor any other minority are facing any persecution or any suffering in Italy. It's just like Italy is having some policy against immigration, which is for the greater good for the national security of our country, and we will continue to do that, regardless of the religion or of the immigrant. We will be strict against the immigrants, but that doesn't mean that we are against Muslims or we are against minorities. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, delegate. The next speaker on the list is the delegate of Saudi Arabia. You have the floor.
Thank you, AB. The delegate would like to talk about the plausible solutions for the problem that we have here in this committee. Starting with, the Bangladeshi government should make sure that extremists don't find a place in the Bangladeshi seminaries and the religious centers, because that is where the seeds of extremism are sown in a child when they are told to hate a person just because they are different. The second point, Al Qaeda and ISIS, all the different terrorist organizations active in the region of Indian subcontinent should, the Bangladeshi government should make sure that they don't find a safe haven in the country, in the suburbs, in the villages. Adding to it, the jails of Bangladesh should not become a recruitment center for these extremist organizations, because that would only make the matters worse and make Bangladesh a threat to to the regional as well as the international security. Thank you.
Okay, we recognize the delegate of Canada to ask the point of information.
The delegate of Canada would like to ask delegate of Saudi Arabia, considering the importance of protecting minorities, how does your government plan to ensure the safety and well-being of the religious minorities, such as your very own Shia population within your borders?
Well, the Saudi constitution and the crown prince uh, consider the minority rights as well as the human rights as the utmost responsibility to safeguard them, to protect them. And you must have seen, you don't hear reports coming out of Saudi about persecution of minorities, as well as persecution of minorities, be it Shia, Hindus, or Buddhists. They're all living in Saudi happily, and they're earning a good livelihood at being a responsible, law-abiding citizen of Saudi Arabia.
Okay, noted, delegate. What is your concern, UAE?
Point of information, Chair.
No, only one point of information is allowed verbally. However, you can send in chits.
AFM.
Okay. The next speaker on the list would be Nepal. You have the floor now.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Chair, for the recognition. Well, I would like to begin with a story. In Bangladesh, a mother named Rani recently watched as a mob destroyed her home and a place of worship simply because of their religion. Her husband was beaten, leaving her family in fear and uncertainty. In the previous year, over 1,000 acts of violence against religious minorities shattered families like Rani. We, Nepal, propose these steps to protect and uplift the families like of Rani. Number one being creating a local support network, basically providing legal aid, psychological support, and resource to rebuild life. Number two being economic empowerment, where microloans would be provided to minority run business. Number three being raising awareness, basically launching campaigns to promote for diversity and combat extremism. Nepal stand in solidarity with Bangladesh, committed to ensure that no mother like Rani has to watch her dreams burn just because we can create a future full of peace and respect. Thank you.
Thank you, delegate. Are there any points on the floor? Okay. Seeing that there are no questions from the other delegates. Uh, okay, there is. France, you can ask.
So I have a question to the delegate to Nepal. As the Nepali delegate said that about the story of Rani, so what proper measures is taken by the Nepali government to combat the mob lynching of minority communities in the southern Nepal?
Uh, could you please point of personal privilege?
What is the personal privilege?
I didn't hear the question properly. Could the delegate of France please repeat it?
So
Yes.
what, as you said about the story of Rani in Bangladesh,
Yes, yes.
what proper measures are taken by Nepali government to combat the mob lynching cases with the minorities in the southern Nepal?
Well, Nepal has taken many reforms and many adoptions of like many reforms to combat minorities issues. One of them, which I, the delegate of Nepal, can think of right now, was the adoption of Constitution of Nepal in the year 2015. It was the constitution declared for Nepal like a federal democratic republic and ensured proportional representation of Dalit women and all the other indigenous groups in the legislative bodies. So I believe that could answer that we have taken several measures to protect minorities' right, and over the
Um,
many years we have been doing so.
Okay, understood, delegate.
Thank you.
We will move to the next delegate on the list, that is the United States of America. You have the
Okay.
floor now.
Yeah, the United States of America would like to suggest some of the strategies which could be applied short term and long term. First one, a detailed report be compiled by letting representatives of other countries going in Bangladesh and seeing on ground what is actually happening over there. Media outlets which are spreading hate crime should be banned and social media should be regulated. Three, rehabilitation centers are set up and with basic facilities for the minorities such as water, food, and toiletries. Fourth, financial assistance should be given to minorities so that they can rebuild their homes and resettle. Five, legal framework so that the minorities can get back the lands back. Six, education reform so that education should be prioritized and minorities get equal opportunity in the country of Bangladesh. Next is banning of extreme organizations which spread hate crime against minorities, especially in educational institutions. Seventh is that Bangladesh holds a free and fair democratic election and a new democratic party is being brought to power so that we can, the world is assured that a democratic that Bangladesh is a democratic country. Thank you.
Thank you, delegate. Are there any points on the floor? Okay, it's just Canada. You can ask your question.
The question to the delegate of USA is: how do you justify the continued support for the countries with questionable records on minority protection, such as your economic and military ties with Bangladesh, amid its increasing attack on Hindus and other minorities?
Point of personal privilege. Could you just repeat your question?
My question was: how do you justify the continued support for the countries with questionable records on minority protection, such as your economic and military ties with Bangladesh, though it's increasing attacks on Hindus and other minorities?
As per our economic and military ties with any country, it is our own choice as to with whom we want to align ourselves. Economic ties, if Bangladesh does not give us a give apology to minorities and make the management on the situation better, we would be applying economic sanctions on them as well so that they can be pressurized. As point of your military ties are with the military directly, and as for the violence against minorities is concerned, it's not from the military standpoint of view. So our ties with militaries are justified from our end.
A very interesting answer, the delegate of United States. Now, the, the delegate of France, you have the floor.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Continue.
Honorable Chair, esteemed delegates, Today, I rise to address a matter of profound importance, the protection of minority rights in Bangladesh. With approximately 10% of the population belonging to diverse communities, including Hindus, Buddhists, Christians, and indigenous groups, the constitutional guarantees such as Article 27 ensuring equality and Article 41 protecting freedom of religion often fall short in practice. To uphold these rights, we must focus on three key strategies. First, France advocates for an independent body to monitor compliance with existing laws and encourages ratification of international treaties like the ICCPR. Second, enhancing education opportunities. We must prioritize inclusive education that reflects the diverse cultures and histories of minority communities. By integrating multicultural curriculum in schools, we can foster understanding and respect among all the citizens. Third, support economic empowerment. Economic disparities contribute to the marginalization of minorities. France recommends implementing targeted programs that provide vocational training and entrepreneurship support for the minority groups. Thank you.
Okay, the delegate of Saudi Arabia, you can ask the question.
The delegate would like to ask the delegate of France about the rising Islamophobia and the rising incidents of desecration of Quran in France. About how the government, aims at tackling those and the rising Islamophobia as well in its borders.
Yeah. So we have made proper laws to combat the terrorism and Islamophobia in France, as we have always advocating for the peace and harmony in the French state. I would like to tell you about the French laws protecting minorities as well as the Islamophobia in our country. First is the Gessoc Act of 1990, which criminalizes a Holocaust denial. Second is French Penal Code that defines and penalizes discrimination on the basis of origin, ethnicity, and nationality. And third is Action Plan Against Anti-Racism and Anti-Semitism of 2018 and 2020. I guess you get your answer on that.
Okay, thank you, delegate of France. Now, next up on the list is the delegate of Iran.
Thank you, Chair. The delegate of Iran proposes a three-pronged approach to the issue that we face right now and a three-pronged solution. First is strengthening legal protections. Uh, I would like to propose case studies. For one, Canada's hate crime legislation. Uh, those robust hate crime laws under the criminal code in Canada have led to reduced hate-related violence and serves as a major deterrent in Canada. Secondly, educational reforms. For example, Germany's anti-racism education after World War II, which it had implemented, causing programs like Schools Without Racism, Schools Without Courage, encourage students to engage in projects promoting inclusion and respect for minorities. This tackles the issue for the younger generations. And thirdly, the Iran would advise media advocacy, where the case study would be New Zealand's media campaign against Islamophobia. The hashtag DRS initiative gained global recognition for combating stereotypes and fostering solidarity. These three are the approaches that that Iran would suggest to tackle the issue that is the minority, the issues faced by the minority in Bangladesh. Thank you.
Okay, delegates. Uh, Anyone with a point of information? Okay, we will recognize Israel. You can ask your question, Israel.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Continue.
Okay, sorry. To the delegate of Iran, the delegate of Israel would like to ask, has Iran implemented any such measures in its own nation that it is suggesting for Bangladesh? Given that Iran has a lot of uh, things written in its own constitution and a lot of laws in place that restricts its minorities from enjoying several rights.
Okay, that was the question. Do you choose to answer?
I do. Iran firmly rejects accusations of systemic exclusion against non-Muslim or non-Sunni residents, which is what you meant, I believe, by minorities in Iran, emphasizing its commitment to protecting the rights of all citizens as enshrined in its constitution. Recognized religious minorities like Zoroastrians, Jews, and Christians are granted representation in parliament and freedom to practice their faith. Iran acknowledges challenges but asserts that such issues are addressed through legal frameworks and dialogues. It calls for focusing on constructive solutions and emphasizes that no nation is immune to challenges in upholding minority rights. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, the delegate of Iran. Seeing that this moderated caucus only had, let me count. Okay, we still have time remaining in this moderated caucus, and some of you did not speak. So the chair is giving them chance to speak in this moderated caucus and come up with their solutions. Delegates who did not speak in this moderated caucus, we are open to recognize you right now. You can raise your hands for that. Seeing that there are no more speakers, Norway, yes, you have the floor now, Norway. You can start.
Hello.
Yes, you are audible.
Um, Honorable Chair and esteemed delegate, I, the delegate of Norway, propose that we enter the strengthening. Sorry, can I say later?
The delegate of Norway, this moderated caucus will be exhausted after the speech of everyone in the committee. So you are the last speaker. So this is your time, delegate. I don't think any one of you will be getting any time to make a speech after this, and most of you have already done it. PRC, yes.
Point of parliamentary inquiry, Chair. Is it permissible
Permissible. What is permissible?
to follow up Israel?
Follow up. Oh, to speak. What are you talking about?
Yes, yes, yes.
No, delegate. I don't think. Okay, delegates. You know what? You can come up with a motion to extend the moderated caucus so that some of you may be recognized again and can speak again. But we do have time constraints. We need to end this by 5. All right. So we can recognize Norway and maybe one more speaker to speak. After that, we will be moving towards our documentation part. Is that fine? Okay. The delegate of Norway, do you wish to speak? We are giving you a chance here. Okay, I don't think the
Sir, on
delegate is
which topic?
on the moderated caucus. See, listen to me. When a moderated caucus is raised and you are recognized, it is generally, expected that you will speak on the topic. But however, it is your time. You can choose to just mention the moderated caucus's topic a little bit and stray away just a little bit away from the subtopic and talk about the agenda in itself. So that is your time. You have the liberty to do so.
Okay. Um,
Point of inquiry.
Yes.
Do we have to form a draft of like all the possible solutions and then submit it to you right now?
It won't be like a draft resolution, but it will be some kind of a documentation. We will brief you on that. Just give us a few minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, you will be marked on that particular document, but it won't outweigh the work that you've done in the committee so far. So everything has their own component. So don't worry about the marking. Okay. So, seeing that the delegate of Norway chooses not to speak, we will be moving towards the documentation part.
Sir, can I speak now?
Yes, delegate, you can speak now. See,
Sorry.
delegates, this is a chance. Don't apologize. There's no need. This event is kept to encourage you guys to learn more public speaking, open up yourselves. So this is an opportunity for you. Except Norway, if there anyone else who has not spoken in this moderated caucus, they can speak after Norway as well. Understood?
Brazil
The delegate of Brazil. Yes, you
and
will be recognized.
Malaysia too.
Delegate, you, I will see who is raising their hand. You don't need to point it out for me.
Sorry.
Okay. Don't, no worries. Don't apologize. Okay, Norway, you have the floor. You can start speaking now.
Honorable Chair and esteemed delegate, I, the delegate of Norway, proposes a moderated caucus to discuss strategies for upholding and protecting the right of minorities on Bangladesh, focusing on addressing the issues faced by vulnerable community, particularly religious minorities. The dis- uh, mm, that I discussed that strengthening legal protection for minorities and promoting social inclusion, combating hate speech and violence, and international support. And
Understood,
mm,
delegate. Are there any points on the floor?
uh, just- okay,
Okay, the
just
delegate of Israel.
Is the delegate of Israel audible?
Yes, you are. Please continue and please be quick.
Okay. The delegate of Israel would like to ask the delegate of Norway on what exactly has Norway done for the Bangladeshi diaspora that has come to Norway after facing persecution in Bangladesh, fleeing the persecution in Bangladesh.
mm, Norway. Norway had collaborated with the Royal Norwegian Embassy and Dhaka and UNDP signed an agreement on 22 August to extend the collaboration for peaceful, inclusive Bangladesh. The agreement was signed by Norwegian Ambassador Espen Redker and UNDP resident representative and that was the partnership for more tolerant and inclusive Bangladesh. We had partnered with Bangladesh and we had provided funding to Bangladesh to improve their educations and to uplift the minorities so that they can participate in participate in legal legislatives.
Understood, delegate. We have noted your answer. Now, Brazil, you have the floor now for 60 seconds.
Respected chair members and respected delegates, I want to address the issue of Bangladesh majority case, and where I want to raise the issues that we should be more we should be
Take your time, delegate. You have 60 seconds. You can take a pause of 5 seconds to gather yourself and continue.
okay. Thank you. I guess we should put some laws over to protect majority of the people. Sorry, minority of the people, because a majority are a lot of people and they are suppressing the minority. So we should have like a legal procedure or legal take of action to protect them. The first thing we have to protect, and then we will be having some laws or anything to enforce on them. The first thing is like we have to protect the people, then only we are able to reforms the law or anything we can do with that. To reclaim that, we have to like uh, educate the people about their rights and what to be done on the humanitarian background. Okay, so I guess that's a thing which we can do
Delegate, you
on the
can wrap
behalf
up.
of that.
Okay, done. Are there any points
Thank you.
for Brazil? Okay, the delegate of Israel.
Today, when the delegate of Brazil argues that laws should be made to protect minorities, how does it justify taking the stance when Jews in the World War II were fleeing from Europe? The Brazilian foreign ministry forbade Jews from getting visas.
That was the time of dictatorship, but now there is no dictatorship. This is a democratic state, so we can help them to get escape from there or protect them. That's my point.
Okay, the answer is given. Now Pratham will be explaining to you the documentation part that you need to do.
Sure, Pratham. Could you please check your chat for a second, please, on WhatsApp? All right, delegates. Fine. Now, having done with the speeches part over the 1.5 days, probably more than 1.5 days, it's now time for us to proceed with the documentation part. So, once we come towards the end of the committee, what happens is we consolidate all your speeches and put them into words so that they can become public policies, they can become ratifications, they can become agreements that can go on to help be final and binding on all the member states of the United Nations. Okay, so whether it's the United Nations Security Council, or whether it's the General Assembly, or whether it's any of the other arms of the United Nations, these ratifications and these agreements go on to become official documents in every sense of the word that they put in, right? Now, all of you have done your research, all of you have given your speeches. Now, what happens is all of you've got to start working on recording and documenting it in the form of a communique or a press release or a draft resolution, in whichever way you want to frame it as. Okay. Now, looking at the time constraints, it's already 4:37. Considering we have it till 5 p.m., I think it would be appropriate for us to go in for a press release, considering that it's a committee wherein we have first timers, and the draft resolution process itself would take us at least 3 hours or 2.5 hours, including the amendments to get done with, because it's a very long procedure. You would need at least 3 to 4 unmoderated caucuses to get all of your clauses in. So there are different operative clauses when it comes to the making of the draft resolution. So that's how it goes. And then you have basically certain solutions that you put forward as a block. Now, a block essentially in an MUN means that, for example, if I'm from India, I will look for countries that align with my foreign policy, that align with my interests and my diplomatic goals. Let's say India aligns more of with the USA or with Israel or with the UK, even with Australia, Russia, so on and so forth. As opposed to that, if there's a Kashmir issue going on, Pakistan would be supported mostly by, say, countries like Turkey or China or Saudi Arabia. So these countries itself, they form a bloc. So these are called as blocks. They are constellations of countries as a whole who support a idea or a narrative together. So these are blocks, and all of the countries that align with each other are called as allies. So allies basically means friends. Countries being friends with each others are called as allies. So you can have two or more allies forming a bloc. So these are basic definitions, basic terms that we use in the MUN procedures. Now, what happens is there are times when there are two blocks or three blocks in an MUN committee who hold different opposing views to each other. And what happens is you can also have the prospect of getting them on board to a middle ground. Let's say that like I give you the example of the India Pakistan issue. You can have two of the countries coming together on board, and although there is no diplomatic connection between them, what happens is, one, either there's a mediator that comes in between, gets the talks done, and helps them get to a middle ground of sorts. So that is basically your part of negotiations. Okay, even in life there are various situations where we need to negotiate with the other. Okay, so it's more of a give and take kind of a thing, wherein the equation remains neutral. So if I give two, you give two, and that kind of a thing. So that's basically how negotiations work. There's also the prospect of having a discussion or backroom diplomacy, which means that although India and Pakistan might come together and talk, but they do not want it to be happening in front of the world's eyes. So you would have a country or two broker a deal in between and get the talks done in a third country. For example, Israel-Palestine talks that are taking place right now for peace are diplomatic channel talks that are taking place, that are being brokered by the countries like Qatar or Egypt or the UAE or USA. Although all of it is at the face of it, but then there are a number of talks that happen below that are brushed aside below the carpet, just to maintain the garb of the geese of international relations or foreign diplomacies. Because if India and Pakistan get together and are talking it out, it would not really help a number of entities and institutions within India and Pakistan itself, let alone the world as a whole. Right now, I hope you could understand the basic background regarding what I'm talking about, the documentation part. Now, proceeding with the documentation thing, like I mentioned, we are essentially putting out all our research, all our speeches into words, into agreements that would be final and binding on all of the countries that are here right now in the session. Okay, now, it's very important for us to know which format we would be following. The most commonly accepted form of a format is a draft resolution, okay, which means there's a draft. Even in the Parliament of India, I think a lot of you might be knowing, there's a draft that goes on to become a bill, after which it gets the assent of the two-thirds majority, and then it gets the assent of the president, and then it goes on to become an act. Okay, so you had the citizen amendment bill that came up in 2019, 2020. Then it went on to become the citizen amendment act. Okay, so this is how a draft becomes a bill, and a bill becomes a draft in India. Now, even in the UN, similarly, you have a process wherein you make your working papers. We're not doing working papers again, but working papers, to be honest, there's no real format of a working paper. You just write the name like working paper, and then you have the name of the countries who are a part of that working paper, your allies, basically. You can even have working papers done individually. Okay, if you feel that you don't align at that point, you can have individual working papers. That is absolutely all right. So you either do this or you either do that. Then in the working paper, you just basically are mentioning out, you're stating out all of the different solutions that you have with respect to the agenda, or with respect to the mandate of the committee that you are in. If you are in a Security Council committee, you will have different mandates. If you are in a UNFCCC committee, you will have different mandates for climate change. If you are, let's say, in a GA assembly, for General Assembly, you'll have different ratifications for DISEC, for Interpol, so on and so forth, because the powers are different, the differentiations are different, the funding that the UN bodies get are different. So I hope you could get a gist of what I'm talking about. Now, having said this, for now we would be proceeding with a, press release. So a press release, as most of you might be knowing by the term of a press release in double inverted commas, it essentially means that we are putting out a document wherein we are stating that, okay, so and so delegate mentioned this in this speech, or these were the points that were raised, and we are basically making a report out of it. Okay, so maybe in your schools and colleges you might have learned report making or note taking. So this is basically how you read a piece of article in a newspaper. So if you've read any of the newspaper articles inside your like, for example, let's say the magazine section or the international relations sector or the sports or the business, any of the different sections of the newspaper, you just pick up, you will have a press release. So essentially you'll write press release as a whole in words. Then you will mention the name of all of the countries that are present in the committee. For example, you have right now Brazil, Norway, Turkey, China, Malaysia, Israel, so on and so forth, all of these countries. So you will be mentioning the name of all of these countries together on the press release. Okay. And then after that, you start making paragraphs or writing different resolutions. Resolutions do not essentially mean the draft resolutions, but resolutions here mean solutions. So I hope you're getting the terminologies here. And then you start to explain in brief, very brief, probably like 2 pages, not more than 2 pages, about all that transpired during the course of the committee sessions, whether yesterday or today. Fine. And then you ended up by saying that these are you bring us to a certain pedestal wherein you say that okay, these were the common points that all of the countries agreed in totality, because there's no country who's not committed essentially a human right violation, or who hasn't been at the receiving end, or because every country in this world has some or the other relation that is in thaw, or some or the other relation that really goes well. So there's no perfection in terms of your international relations, and there's also no you can say extremities when it goes. So you can't have India, if India does well in international relations with its foreign policies, that does not mean that all of the countries are India's allies, or all of the countries are India's enemies. So there's always a gray patch in between. So that's how you probably work it out. So for now, for the work, for the press release, what the executive board would be looking forward to is all of you collaborating together in an unmoderated caucus. Let's say it's 4:45. If you begin now, by 5 o'clock, we would essentially be wanting all of you to have 2 pages or 1.5 pages of a press release ready, wherein you state all of the things in short, in brief, but specifically target the technicalities of the committee, specifically target some of the solutions that have come up on the floor, and put them out on pieces of like let's say paragraphs. And in that case, you ended up with a common solution, like I mentioned before. So that's essentially the essence, the basic essence of a press release. Make sure that you write the press release in the past continuous tense, because it reflects that the solutions have already been discussed, whereas the continuous tense in the same time means that it's an ongoing process wherein the countries look forward to having certain ratifications or agreements being met by their own observances with regards to the United Nations. So I hope I was clear in this. If there are any doubts, any points, please raise your hands and you can let me know. Turkey, I'll go with you first. Please let me know.
So parliamentary point of parliamentary
Sure,
inquiry.
sure.
Uh, so I want to ask that can we just screen share or Google Doc and we can like, write down all the points in the given format, the
Perfect.
format which you spoke.
Perfect. Anything that works for you all. I mean, we are open to the fact of you collaborating in different ways, but then we would expect you to be sending us the press release by 5 p.m. Indian Standard Time right now. It's already 4:47. So I really hope you can get on with this and submit it to us as quickly as possible, and try and collaborate and try and have all of the countries pitching in with the solutions and points.
Okay.
Uh,
So
yeah.
if other country they like agree, so I can like screen share because I already have a Google Doc open in the background.
Sure, you can sort that out amongst yourselves in the unmoderated caucus. Not an issue. China, anything that you want me to address, and Israel, please go
Uh,
respectively. Yeah,
Uh,
Point of information.
yeah, please go respectively. Like China, you can come first, followed by Israel. Yeah,
Yes, I want to ask where should we submit this document?
you can start making it for now. Once you're ready with it, you can share it with us on the Google Drive link, or the Word document or PDF. Format is never an issue.
In the chat box of Google Meet,
Can work, can work. Over here itself, you can send the link of the doc.
or is
Israel,
it
yeah, yeah.
one question?
Okay.
Is it permissible to be only one, not collaborating with any other country?
I could not understand your point. Could you please rephrase that?
Means can I submit a single with only China's
That would be
draft?
for the working paper delegate. That is what you're talking of is correct, but that is essentially a working paper. When once you're making the press release, it needs to be for all of the countries a joint statement together.
Thank.
Yeah, yeah. Israel, would you like to go with your points?
po- point of parliamentary inquiry.
Yeah,
Yes, can we raise an unmoderated caucus quick?
yeah, yeah. I'm going to pass it by my own discretions. You need not worry about that. Italy.
Yeah, hello. I want to ask, like you said, it should be a common consensus. So, like, I want to confirm it's something like what India
Okay.
did in 2023 in the G20, where we passed a common consensus.
Correct.
Something like similar to that. I'm not exactly, but yeah, similar to that.
I could not understand your question. Could you please come again?
Yeah, means it's something similar to that only. That's what I'm asking. Okay,
Yeah,
it's
it is similar to that, but then here you just basically have a gist of all that happened in the committee over the past days or hours, whatever, and then you have all of the countries coming together and pitching their own points. So that's basically knitting together all of the solutions in a brief document. So it's a joint statement of sorts. But then, as I said, in the form of a press release, which means that it's going to be in the form of a report that's going to be published, and also in the form of a past continuous tense, so that it's legal and binding on all the member nations. So I hope that's understandable.
yeah, okay.
Perfect. So, delegates, it's already 4:49. Please start quickly working on the press release. You can send in a link on the group chat once you're done, so you can start collaborating as soon as possible. So, please proceed with the unmoderated caucus. I pass it by the chair's discretion myself, considering the time constraints. So, very quickly, please get started with the documentation process. Thank you so much.
Guys, I already have a document open, so can I just share it right now? If everyone
Yeah,
is
yeah,
Yeah,
ready.
cool,
sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
cool,
sure.
cool.
sure.
Yeah,
Please,
Do it, do
please.
it.
Guys, I guess if all of us add 1 point each,
Uh,
it would be
I have
good.
already shared a link. So if someone wants to add some points there, you can do that. And you
Okay, but
do
I
have,
guess Turkey is presenting it.
Well, Turkey is writing it for everybody.
Yep.
okay.
Okay, so can we start with a
Uh,
heading?
I would like to request the delegate of Turkey to
Yeah, sure.
firstly um, uh, maintain whatever has gone on through the committee.
I
Yeah,
didn't get it.
without
Like,
further ado, okay, just start doing it. Write it as joint press
okay.
release. Put a logo of the committee and like, just get started. And
Uh,
only Turkey doing it would take a lot of time. So everyone contribute.
Please share the link if you.
Yeah, I will do one thing.
Let's continue with Israel. He had already shared the link.
Is it like open link or restricted? What?
The link has
It should be
Well,
community
anyone
connect
I
for all.
what I am
with the
Guys,
link.
suggesting,
everybody
everyone.
please wait. The thing is, if a large number of people start editing the same document, it will lead to more delays and problems
Yep.
Yes, yes,
rather than
yes.
actual solutions.
Well, I would like
See,
to
Just
suggest
paste your
all
points in
of
the chat
us.
box
Well,
only,
I
and
yes,
Turkey will
exactly,
add it in the
Exactly.
press
Exactly.
release.
exactly.
Exactly.
yeah,
Yep.
that's a good idea.
Turkey.
I just can't say it right.
I'm just adding my
Just
2 points in the chat
paste in the
box.
chat box. Yeah, sure. Also, while mentioning, write down your like country name and then the whatever point you want to mention.
Uh, can you check? I've sent the point that I
Yeah,
wrote.
we got your points. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
please, Turkey, remove the line of clause 2 that is written in my suggestion. Clause 2 only, word,
Okay.
not whole thing.
Clause number 2.2, right?
No, no, no. I mean,
Creation of monitoring that line, right?
no, no. Clause 2 is written, so you can remove
Okay.
it. Only clause 2, yes. 2.1 and 2.2. Because it's,
Like you wanted to mention it in the form of bullet points or something, then you can mention that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, Turkey,
Yes.
there's one more point I've posted about the media one.
Yeah, sure. I'm
If you
pasting
can
it.
add that.
Please add the
I've
points of Israel.
Yeah, sure.
I've put up a point on the educational reforms that are required.
Um, Israel, the point that you recently posted about the Jews, uh, I didn't think that we should mention it in the press
It's
release.
it's not really something that to be said in a press release about Bangladesh, is it?
Exactly.
Um, Please read the proper context. Jews are one of the most marginalized people of the world, and that
I
Israel,
believe
a nation founded by
That's
those
too subjective.
marginalized Jews,
Yeah,
no.
are
I
but
understand that
Yeah,
when
but this is
I
something
understand
that is
Guys,
that,
that we
but
should
this
have a
is something that
consensus
Israel would
upon.
stand for,
sympathizes.
Yep.
but we
yeah,
are
guys, we
writing
can
as
do a
a
voting
sympathizes.
on this, right?
conference.
this is not a press release given by Israel. It's a press release released by the
The
UN
All of it.
members.
conference.
Okay.
So this
Those
is
of
not.
you who don't agree with Israel, they can raise their hand.
Guys, let's first write the points, and then we can have a voting about if we want to keep the points or not, because that would
Yeah,
be
sure.
more
Yeah,
time taking.
also, other thing, like you cannot number it because a press release do not have a point-wise
Yep,
priority
yep.
order,
It has to be
right?
paragraphs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will like convert it to bullet points.
No, no bullet points also.
No bullet
Like,
points. Only
Guys,
So
you
like
have
paragraphs.
5
just a statement,
minutes.
right?
Plain text.
yeah, no
Yeah,
hierarchy of
sure.
anything.
One
And
Yeah.
could
minute.
you please
The
add
other
my
thing, like
point
you
as
have
well?
to, yeah, continue.
At, till we are not done with the voting, at least till that time we can have the numbers so that we know which country suggested it.
Okay, and you had to write the country names at the top. The chair suggested that, right?
Yeah, we can add that in the end, at the time of final edit.
The document can have the country names that in paragraphs.
No,
France
it cannot.
suggests,
It's a press release. It
yes,
cannot have
exactly. It
particular
can.
countries. It cannot.
I mean, let me
Uh,
check.
ha- have you ever seen a press release in which it is mentioned that this country said this? It does not work like that.
Yes, it is how that works, but I'll check
But
again.
a press release, like I agree with Israel, like what Israel has suggested, what Nepal has suggested, or what Saudi Arabia,
Yes,
China has suggested for the measure. But how can we just simply release a press release without giving credits to where it's actually came from?
Guys, it has to come from the committee. The
since
committee
no
suggested, the
resolution has
committee advised,
since
the
This
committee
is not.
discussed.
since
Yeah,
no
this is not
resolution has
something.
been taken, since
No,
no
no, 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 no.
resolution has
This is
been
not
taken.
something that a country is proposing that we are giving to
Exactly.
the chair. This is something that is going to the people of the world. They do not need to know that this country has suggested it. They need to know that this is what the conference
They
or
need
the
to
committee
know
has
since
decided.
say I what if
Delegate of
I think we are
the
wasting our
Turkey,
time.
can you
delegate
please put my point onto the paper?
Hello,
I'm
can
Turkey.
trying
Please,
to.
if the
please keep
delegate of
my point
Israel
with
does
me.
not agree with a point that is mentioned on the doc,
Add
how
my point
can
as well. Italy.
yes
And
we
my point as
have
well.
to
Iran.
mention that. I just checked the format, how to write a
UAE was
MUN
done. I
press
guess
release.
Brazil and Italy are in.
The who can write a press release at some conferences, regular MUN delegates can also write press release. This can lead to the writing system where an article for incentive for editor-in-chief,
Yeah, that's a
uh,
different one,
a
right?
source lead at a MUN, a commerce source
Can
or
we
a
just
chair or a delegate who offered the press an inside scoop on a story of what is happening, that has to be written. uh,
I'm sorry, Israel. What you're reading out is something else. This is a press release which is to be given by the committee itself. It cannot have certain people or certain delegates or delegations pointing out this is what we have. It cannot
I guess
marginalize
Israel,
certain
I believe
can
that
people.
we
we should
stop the
focus
fight
on
over
writing the
this?
press
Yeah.
release, and then about the format we can ask the chairs about it. Let's
if
focus on writing the press
agree,
release
we
first.
can raise a point
I
of
agree with
parliamentary inquiry on
Iran,
this.
but
We can raise a point of parliamentary inquiry and edit it as required. That works as
yeah, yeah,
well.
And
it's
let's
great
just
idea.
focus on writing the
Delegate of
press
Turkey,
release
can you
first.
please add my point for educational reforms?
I guess I have added which country?
And delegate of
Done.
Turkey,
Please do
have you
Iran.
add
added
points
mine?
of the
Nepal's
USA
point.
It is
also.
at 4:53. It is quite at the beginning.
Educational reforms, right? This one.
It's five
And
already.
delegate of Turkey after Iran's, could you please add mine?
Delegate of Nepal, right?
Delegate of
Please
Nepal,
do
yes.
add the point of USA as well.
I guess I have added USA's point. Let me add this one first. Who was remaining? Delegate of Nepal, right?
I guess USA's
Yes,
points have
yes.
not been added yet.
Let me just check.
It's above
Where is
Nepal.
Nepal? Uh,
It's very below. It's the latest one of the latest ones. USA.
Above
Uh,
Canada, you may see, yeah, there.
okay,
yeah, and
Nepal
just
and
above
USA.
Nepal is USA.
Yes.
It is already five, so
Hi,
Guys,
delegates.
Turkey,
Your time
I
is
just shared.
elapsed. Delegates, it's already 5 p.m. and the time is elapsed. Could you give me a heads up on how long would it take for you to
Uh,
integrate
Five
it
or ten
completely?
more
Just share
minutes.
10 minutes more and
probably
we'll be
5
done.
there is a
minutes.
point of parliamentary inquiry.
Tell me, yeah.
Yes. Should the press release have names of the delegates, the countries that is,
Yeah, yeah. Mention
in
press
point?
release. Put the press release in. I'll guide you with. Okay, the one who's writing, please put press release in blocks there. Yeah, I'll guide you through it. Just a second, and then you can proceed with your points. Yeah. After that, date perfect, and then country. Mention that as countries. Yeah, and put the name of all the countries once I'm done telling you. After 2025, put a full stop, not a comma.
Okay.
And then you have to put that in paragraphs, okay? Put that in paragraphs that the delegate of France proposed the motions of enhancing, put those in sentences. I mean, all of the other points that you've put, no, in one line sentences. The delegate of France mentioned the following points, and then the delegate of Canada believed that the conference had been addressing the increasing hate crime, so on and so forth. So this is how you have to work around them. Put them in single sentences so that they work around. Can you scroll down
I
a little? Can you
I have a
scroll down a
point of
little?
inquiry.
Yeah, let me just please get done
Okay.
with this, and then
Sure.
I'll come to you with all of the points. Not an issue. Once you're done mentioning all of the countries, I can see a letter ASAP written there, a word ASAP. So please remove that ASAP and write as soon as possible. We need formal terms to work around with, or if there are any other terms that you feel are that need to be put up in the formal manner, please do so. I can see Bangladesh, the letter B being. There's a blue line underneath it that needs to have block letters. Yeah, so take care of these, and towards the end of it, wherever you're going, yeah, yeah, the last line should reflect, the last few 2 to 3 sentences should reflect the common sentiment that all of the countries hold together with regards to the issue. Like you can say, for example, that all of the member states of this committee believe that the minorities and the rights in Bangladesh should be upheld, while in the same breath, if you feel that some of the countries condemn, you can write that these countries condemn all the actions and inactions that have taken place in the country of Bangladesh. We call upon the international community, so on and so forth. So this is how you phrase your last 2 to 3 sentences. It is like giving a call to action. Okay, so this is how basically you work around with the press release thing. Okay, now if there are any points at this juncture, you can please let me know. I'll be more than happy to
Point of
answer.
inquiry.
Yeah.
Can we just use ChatGPT to like paraphrase, like just paraphrase, not to add something else in this document?
Essentially, you should not. But for now, I think I can allow you for that. You
Yeah,
essentially
we have
should not
less
be trying.
time, so
Yeah, as a chair, I think I'll be taking a beating on my own morals and values if I really allow you to do that. But then I think this is my first time in the past 8 to 9 years of manning that I'll be allowing. But then yeah, it's a time constraint, and I do understand. But please make sure that you are using it judiciously and are not taking every like 100% of the chat GPT thing.
okay, sure.
Yeah, yeah. Any other points? Anything? Any other doubts if you want to ask me at this point?
Yes, point of parliamentary inquiry.
Yep.
What if the delegate of Israel wants to prepare a separate
I already
press
answered that
release?
for China. I already
I
answered that
did
for
not
China.
hear that. Sorry.
I said that it's not possible for any of the
Okay.
countries to have
Okay.
individual press releases. If you want to have individual documents, those go under the qualification of a working paper. All right. So what you're saying is
Okay.
correct, but then that essentially is called a working paper and not a press release. Always remember that press releases,
Yes.
draft resolutions, and communiques come in the form of a joint statement wherein all of the countries of the committee pitch up together with their problems and solutions on the floor.
Thank you.
Yeah, not an issue. Anything else? Please work around it. You still have 5 minutes, and please get done. And you may send the link to us here on the chat itself once you're done. Thank you so much, delegates.
The delegate of Turkey, correct the spelling of the countries in it.
So,
I mean, just write,
It
prepare
will
a press
automatically
release.
get
Also
Yeah,
it
it
will
suggest
will do it.
automatically get corrected. No issues on
Turkey,
that.
my point is left.
Yeah,
Okay, I will add it
I
to the
just sent
comment.
mine to the chat box.
Let me check.
I sent
What is
in
the new point?
Norway.
Norway, Iran,
Saudi,
Japan,
Norway, and then
Saudi,
Saudi.
then Norway,
Yep.
and Saudi as well, right?
Yeah, 1 point above Norway and the second one just below. Yep, you got it.
In the Norway point, I guess it was a UNGA session, not ECOSOC session.
I guess that was sorry mistake.
Turkey delegate of Turkey, please correct it. It's UNGA session
Where?
in the Norway point. It's no 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 no.
Okay,
In the
Norway point.
Norway point, yeah, it's later ECOSOC, so correct it
You
to
can just
UNGA.
control plus F there.
A
Yeah, it
delegate
was.
of Turkey, I too have one more point. Can you please add that?
Yeah. Just wait a minute. EcoSoft has to be replaced with.
UNGA.
Anywhere else, if it's like mentioned as EcoSoft or something else, I
No,
guess
No,
I
not.
guess.
Okay.
no.
UNHRC, someone has mentioned the committee or something. Okay, it's something else. Yeah, someone's point was missing. Malaysia. Brazil was done, right? Or it is remaining?
No, it's I was done, but I have one more point. Could you please add that as well?
Okay.
Hello, delegate of Turkey. I
Yes.
think you should merge the previous point of Brazil with the new point. Means like it's different. It's distributed at two different places. Is not good.
Uh,
Uh,
the delegate of Israel would like to rephrase the point. Uh, can the link be provided so that it can be added as a comment, because it is too long to be put in the chat box?
Yeah, actually, ChatGPT is going to rephrase everything. So
No, we want it to be, the delegate of Israel wants it to be done
hmm,
as
manually.
it is.
So
Yeah,
Okay.
it has already
once
done it manually and just wants to put it out.
Yeah, sure.
uh,
You
I
can
would
send it in
like
chat
to
box and copy
once
highlight
it.
the
one
draft is
thing.
complete, then the delegate of Israel could do whatever he wants. Is that okay?
Any more
Uh,
points? Any more points in this?
I would like to highlight that we have to stick to the limit of 2 pages for the document.
Yeah, and this is
Yeah,
third
two
page.
pages. I will ask the ChatGPT to like shorten it a bit. I guess
Yeah,
that's okay.
Nice.
Okay, so now let's conclude it.
and also we should take care of the fact that each and every country's statement have been put in the press release
Included.
yeah, rather than being exclusive to the major countries that have kept their points.
Yes, if any countries are remaining, please put your points.
Yeah, and then we should shorten down uh, the countries that have given too many points, and that should be concise to one
This
single
is
point,
not in
and
the
we are
proper
taking.
format that ChatGPT has generated.
Okay, I'll ask it to like rephrase it again.
I
Like,
think you
Yeah.
should ask ChatGPT to keep the length of every country's text to be same. Mean because otherwise some
Yeah.
countries have too many points and some have less. So um, if we will not mention it exclusively, so ChatGPT will
Israel has already
I guess
written
you
in
should
the proper
like
format.
Whatever
Where
limit the
they
can we
just
put
words.
do,
it?
and
That
you
would
need
be
to
good.
make sure that the country's capitals are not mentioned, only the country names, and you need to ask it to remove the headings for every paragraph. That is, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia needs to be removed. Oslo, Norway has to be removed.
I think this will be done manually. It will be better. Giving everything to ChatGPT will hallucinate. ChatGPT might hallucinate. So this simple thing we will do manually. I guess it will be better.
I guess this format is okay, right?
Yeah, it's cool. I think all the countries highlight. Ask it to give a
But names
conclusion
are
as well,
disappear.
or we should write the conclusion ourselves.
No, I
I
No,
guess
think
we have
ask
conclusion
less
it.
should
time,
be
We
written
so
have to
ourselves.
think throughout this.
Ask.
Delegates, a kind reminder that your time is elapsed. It's already 5:10. How long would you more require? Please let me know.
Just
2 minutes.
5 minutes more, we
Yeah,
Ten
can
five
wrap
minutes
minutes
up.
more.
more.
Delegate of
Okay, I'll give you
Turkey,
time till
please,
5:15. 5:15,
please,
yeah.
please give
10 minutes we
the
can't give you
document to us.
delegates. Please wrap it up in 5 minutes.
Please give the document to us.
Yeah, sure. I'm sending the link.
5:15 would be the ultimate deadline, yeah? So please make sure you complete it by that time and send the link in the group.
So I'm copy pasting everything in the document. And then you can like just recheck everything.
Uh, you forgot the summary, the
Yeah,
conclusion.
I'm adding that too.
Okay.
Oh, shall we go with the ChatGPT summary or shall we make our own?
We should ideally be making our own summary,
Hmm.
and
But
But
then we
although we
have
don't
ChatGPT,
have
to,
time,
the
yeah,
delegate of
and then we have
Israel
to
can
read.
write that.
I think Turkey done enough work and we should
No,
submit it.
yeah, I think because for the
Is
common consensus we need a lot of time because every country should agree
overall
with
all
that.
things are mentioned
I
and
haven't added my country's perspective, so let me have.
Yeah, you forgot your country perspective. Add
Okay.
one more point from. Hello. In the document, my country's point is missing, but you added in the original document, I guess.
Uh,
Even Russia.
okay. I'll just copy paste that one too. Russia's point was this now. The second last one.
Yeah, and Italy's point, you have to scroll a little bit. I don't
we
know
are left
why.
with just 1 minute. Please do it faster.
Yeah, sure.
Add Italy's point as well. If I can find it out, I will resend it so it's easy for you.
Yeah, sure.
Wait a second.
I think
Yeah.
overall it is perfect.
Italy. Yeah, here it is.
Yeah. Okay, you found it. Nice. Israel? Okay,
Yes.
I need to change it.
Country's name is remaining.
It's already given, so I guess it's okay.
Well, we
Are you
do
sure?
have to write the name of
All
the
members. You
topic.
can write all members.
Topic
Also, the
has to be
committee's name is missing. So,
committee name, topic name, agenda, that is.
SOCUM. Committee name is SOCUM. SCOHUM.
SCO.
Isn't
OHU.
it UNGA?
HUM.
No.
Can we write the full form?
It's
Social.
No,
UNGA.
it's
It's
okay.
UNGA.
UNGA.
It is UNG.
United
It was
Nations General Assembly.
specified in the Google chat.
Yes, it is UNGA, but third committee of UNGA, SOCUM.
The complete name is
In
UNGA
bracket
SOCUM,
you
na?
can write, na. You can in bracket you can write that.
Delegates,
SO.
please look at the clock. The time is already up, but we will give you 2 more minutes. Please wrap up.
SCOHUM.
S. Can you repeat?
HUM.
COHUM. Right.
What is missing? Agenda, I guess. Agenda is missing. Meanwhile, can someone open the link and write the country's name?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm doing that. Okay, let me.
Uh, Also, agenda, what will be the final topic or agenda about which we'll discuss?
France.
Oh, wait.
Uh, it would be the
Brazil.
same that was mentioned in the document. Also, right, Canada. The agenda would be the minorities in
Saudi
Bangladesh.
Minorities
I
in
guess
Bangladesh.
suffering minorities in
Arabia.
Bangladesh would be good.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Hello. Sorry, Turkey. SOC. Sorry.
SOC.
Array, who is editing this?
Perfect.
Wait.
Agenda would be suffering minorities of Bangladesh.
Yeah, China edit, Nepal
Any
edit.
company, any
Any
country
country
that is
left?
missing?
Please tell me. I think UAE is missing.
I
And
guess Norway is missing too.
yeah, Norway,
Norway.
The
USA
United
is
States is also missing.
yeah, yeah.
And
Russia.
Iran.
Malaysia.
Iran is missing.
Iran, sorry, USA,
Malaysia as well.
Malaysia.
Full name, that is United Arab
Delegates, how
Emirates,
Yeah,
not
long
okay.
UAE.
would it
I
take
will
now?
edit that. I will edit that. Don't worry.
Delegates, the
It
time has elapsed long back. How much more time would it take, please?
it is done.
It's
It's
done.
done. It's almost we are.
What else is left?
The country's name. Just I am doing it.
Okay.
Okay. Any country left? Please tell me.
Add Russia.
Russia already added.
Uh,
Please see it correctly.
I just cross-checked. The agenda is just minorities of in Bangladesh.
Minority rights in Bangladesh or just minorities?
Just
Minority rights in
minorities
Bangladesh.
in minorities
I
in
guess the
Bangladesh.
major thing is sufferings of there, no? So I guess it's
Check
okay.
the
Suffering
check the mail
minorities
that
of
had been
Okay.
received.
Let
Yeah,
me
it's
Minority
minorities in
confirm.
in
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh.
It's minorities
Yes.
in
Okay.
Bangladesh.
Minorities in Bangladesh. Okay. Any country? Please tell me if it's any countries left. I guess I added every country. Okay, is that fine or any country left? Please confirm.
Done.
Okay, I
Yes.
guess we have added every country and yeah, we are done.
Yeah, we sorted.
We are ready to submit, chair.
Okay, then send the link
Yeah,
in
we
the
are.
chat box. And send it to the OC as well. In case we lose it from the chat box, we can have a record there as well.
Or
Okay.
can we just mail it to you guys in PDF format? The
See,
chair, I'm asking.
okay, you can give it to the OC and OC can give it to us because I don't think we are allowed yet to give
Okay.
you our personal information. Okay. Is anyone
Okay.
from the OC here? Okay, wait, let me see. Yeah, Ronak is here. Ronak, can you please take it from them and send it to us on the group?
You can send it in a G space and we will.
Okay, done. Great. Okay, delegates. So, Pratham, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, so you can, continue.
Sure, sure. Are they done with the delegates? Are you done with the making of the press release completely?
Yeah.
Yes, clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Please, as Pratham mentioned, please share it with the secretariat so that they can send it to us, and we can ratify of the same. We'll go through it once again from our behalf just to proofread and see if everything is correct. And Pratham, is there anything else that you would like out of the session at this point?
Oh, no, not from the session. I think we have done everything.
Perfect, perfect. Delegates, with that being said, we come to a conclusion for the MUN, and you already have submitted your press release, so that really encounters and it has the essence of each and every delegate here, and that would give us a very good idea of your background or your research or your country's policies as far as your agenda is concerned. So thanks so much, everybody. I hope you could understand the money, procedures, if not 100%, but at least around like 70 to 80%. I'm sure it's not something that you get it in the grasp of like one go. So there's definitely a lot more to learn, even for me and Pratham as well. I mean, it's been years in the field, but then every opportunity is something that we can learn from, and so did we in this these 2 days with all of you. So kudos to all of you for pulling off this MUN. And I know the time was less, and we were in an online mode, and hopefully we can have an offline MUN wherein all of us can be together and work together collaboratively for better results. So congratulations to all of you once again on a well done work, good speeches. I think it was way better today than what it was tomorrow. Sorry, what it was yesterday. So I could see the enthusiasm. I could see the fire in the belly. So really, really happy with how things went today. Pratham, any feedbacks from your end that you would like to give them on a general note, and then we could probably conclude it up.
Okay, general feedback. Yes, you guys did improve from yesterday. I like that a lot. Some of you guys mentioned some of the uh, treaties or some of the laws that are there in the United Nations, but it was very few. In these kinds of committees, you can research a little bit more on the existing resolutions, the existing UN articles that are relevant to this topic, and you can quote them more. Anyone who has done that, though less, it will be shown in the marking. So that is something that you guys could have done more. That comes from the research part, and also the quality of the chits way better than yesterday. Very good job. I really like that from all of you. So you guys can, give a round of applause to yourself when it comes to that. Good questions, good answers, and most importantly, they were crisp. Right, I did not have to read a whole paragraph. All right, like for example, what we see in Hindi, पूरी रामायण तुमने नहीं लिखी थी इस बार. I'm glad it was very crisp. Okay, I thank you for that because that made my job easier. That would be a general feedback. After that, when moderating was going on by the other chairs, I was also making a few notes. So if you want specific feedbacks, I can try to remember what each one of you have done. Uh, if you guys want to, if the OC can let us stay and they want specific feedback, like we promised yesterday, me and Shub, we can give them. Yes, Brazil. Brazil.
Respected chairperson, I wasn't much aware about yesterday's event, so I just joined today and I wasn't much prepared about that too. So, how was my performance? I want to know about that.
Delegate, I can only, evaluate you on the basis of just the one speech. Okay, and
Yeah.
the timing of the speech was I understand it would also be very difficult for you because most of the points were already spoken in the moderated caucus. So you managed to speak. You had some hesitation, but you completed your speech. That is the good part. You fought through it. That is something that we like. But again, a little bit more practice, a little bit more research would be good from your part.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Pratham, if you want any specific feedback, you can also give it.
Sure, sure. Pratham, would it be possible for us to give them on personal chat or in that way? I know we aren't allowed for that as of now, but then considering that everybody would definitely love to have a feedback of their own, so would
Okay.
it be possible for the secretariat to connect us with the delegates so that we can like personally give them a feedback? I heard all of the speeches yesterday. I heard all of the speeches today, so I'm sure both of us and even Show would be in a position to like guide them better with their upcoming months. So because if we really go on for now, it will actually
Yeah,
take like a lot of time because I would love to
I
give.
agree.
I'm sure you too would love to give every single delegate out here their feedback.
I agree. Okay, so
Um,
the OC, is it possible if you want, we can do this after we announce the results if you think it will
Exactly.
create a
Yeah.
conflict of interest.
I would like to just interrupt and say that if the live stream can be stopped since it is being live streamed on YouTube.
Okay, yes, the the committee is tabled, so yeah, and that is something that the OC controls.
Yes, just the pointing out if Paradox IT Madras, if the ID can do that, since the crux of the MUN has concluded.
Your choice. Also, delegates, I know we overshot time by a little, and we as chairs are also responsible, so apologies there. But try to understand that forcing it, would affect the quality of the event.
Yeah, okay. And one more thing, like what Pratham asked about how to connect with delegates. I guess you only share the link of the G space, so there you can connect with us, all of the delegates.
I do not think they
Uh,
are present in the G space.
we are
No,
not present
he
in the
will
G.
add. Okay, so
Okay,
like
listen, delegates, we'll sort it out with the organizing committee in one way or another. They can share our contact information after we announce the results. Is that okay?
yeah, that's better.
Okay, sorted. Well, anything else? Yeah, results. Yeah, France was asking about the results. We will do it ASAP. I don't think it should take a lot of time. It was a very short committee. I think it should be done by tomorrow at the latest. I think we'll try to do it, complete it this evening and try to announce it tonight. But let's see. Okay. Uh, okay, delegates. Specific feedback will be given later. Uh, uh, okay. Is the OC here?
Anybody from the organizing committee, please?
Yeah, Pratham, I'm here.
Yeah, you're here. So we are done with the event. Okay, we will be giving. Okay, can you please, turn off the live streaming so that we can.
I have, yeah, I have mentioned to the core of the outreach and hospitality, so he'll be doing as soon as
Okay,
possible.
okay, when that is done, we'll ask the delegates to please leave so that me and the EB can discuss and get start working on the results.
Yeah, I
Pratham,
had informed them.
Yeah,
Pratham,
yeah,
let's just take a motion to end the debate
yeah,
formally
yeah,
so
sure.
that, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. ROP. You can go
Yeah,
ahead.
delegates, we would need officially one of you to raise your hands and then to formally end the debate and the session. So any one of you, yeah, Italy, you can probably state the motion of ending the debate up.
The delegate of Italy would like to end this formal debate. I would like to pass the motion of ending this formal debate.
All right, delegates, it's just a formality, but then please start raising your hands. Those in favor of this motion, it's a mere formality. But I think I'll myself raise the hand here. So
No, I don't know, but if in case it doesn't pass, what will happen? That's the case.
That's
If
a
it
very
doesn't
good
ask,
question, but then we would pass it by the chair's discretion anyway.
Exactly.
Okay, so chair have this power means extra power.
It's not extra power, it's just that being a chair, you can uphold certain responsibilities and certain veto powers. So, I mean, because we are convening